Okay, but I want to ask you a very important question, which is the why. I want to get into the why because, you
Okay.
know, that's when you really understand the person. What sparked, this idea to pursue the African dream? And obviously the African dream is different for everybody. Some of them,
Yes.
they want, to be laying by a beach, chilling. One person's more maybe being able to, work from a certain location or just be start a business. Some people are very, very entrepreneurial, or they want to live in the forest. They want to be in a place where it's more warm. It's warmer, the weather, the food, the lifestyle. So yeah, it would be great to get into your head a little bit about why, what sparked up that desire to pursue the journey you're on now.
Okay. So the why. Why did I end up
Yeah.
wanting to live in Ghana? Um, well, it started off in stages.
Right.
The initial stage was I started the business, built it up, got a few clients going, started generating money. I was like, okay. And then I realized that yes, I had a bit more freedom. I could control what I did with my time, but I also still had to do with the pressures of living in the UK. Um, you're even I lived in London, and London is not necessarily the cheapest city in the world. And so I realized that, well, if I can do my job from anywhere, do I need to be located in London? And if not, if I were to move somewhere else, I could still have the same income, but lower outgoings. And another thing about me, I'm very interested in investments. So for me, being able to lower my outgoings provides more money for investments.
Mm.
So for me, that was another reason to look at ways to reduce my outgoings. So my wife and I think initially we were actually considering just moving outside of London, maybe because I have a friend who moved to Cambridge, and him and his family had been there for a while and they were loving it. Another friend of mine had just moved to Dartford. They were loving it. So, outside London was the initial thought. And then I thought, well, maybe let's think a bit bigger. You know, why just move outside London? Because I looked at the logistics. If you move outside London, you're a bit far from your friends and family. Maybe you can't visit them as often. But then I realized whether I'm 2 hours drive from London or an hour from London or a 6 hour flight from London, you probably see your friends and family about the same. Case in point, I had a friend who lived less than, I think, 10 minutes drive from me, but I doubt I managed to see him more than like 5 times a year, if that. So started thinking about it, and then we were thinking, okay, if we're not just limiting it to the UK, let's go somewhere warm. Let's go to the Caribbean. Let's tour Asia. Why don't we do the thing where we live in a different country for 3 months and then move on to
Okay.
the next?
Right.
That appealed. But then I thought, well, when you do that as well, there's a certain level of instability, and looking to build a few things. So I kind of needed, the way I was thinking of it is that we can still do the travel, but why don't we have a base, that we can set up, and then from there we can, regularly go and stay for long periods in another place. So then it came to selecting a place. We thought about Barbados,
Right.
somewhere in the Caribbean, because it's warm. But then it occurred to me, well, my wife and I are from West Africa. I'm from Ghana. She's from Nigeria. Um, the time difference, UK, Ghana, it's most of the time it's the same. Certain times of the year is an hour difference, so it's doable. And I have family still. I mean, most of my immediate family are in the UK, but I still have cousins, aunties in Ghana. Because I spent some time living in Ghana, I still have classmates from school who are here. So there'd be a ready-made network of sorts that I could call upon and
Right.
capitalize from. And the other thing I realized is the people I knew in Ghana have got to positions where they could be quite helpful in, depending on what you're interested in. they were in positions where they'd be able to give you good advice or maybe connect you with the right person. So a part of it was, well, why not make use of that network as well? Because it's there, you know, it's another resource. So that kind of swung things to Ghana. And that was the main, so to answer your question, I guess in one sentence, the why is because I wanted to try and achieve the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to live, my wife and I wanted to live. And, you know, we wanted to, you know, I guess you could say we wanted to live the dream. But then we realized by living in Ghana or living in Africa, it would be a lot easier. So that's why in my head I was like, well, we're living the African dream. We can move here and have the best of both worlds. And that was the why.
Right. Okay. So pursuing the African dream, pursuing the freedom. Obviously, you have the weather, all the things that comes with the lifestyle. Were
Yeah.
you
Do
were
you
you
want me to?
sorry?
So go ahead. I was going to say, yeah, I mean, I could list some of the components of the African dream, but I guess we can get to that.
Yeah. So I'll just say, were you what do you became sick of the UK and why?
To be honest, I feel it's a bit harsh for me to say,
Because the
but
reason
yeah,
I'm saying that, listen, there's a lot of Africans that wish to be in the UK. They are right now. They are in a they're seeing a connection, man, or trying. They are the passport of it trying to get to where you are. You are trying to leave. I mean, what happened? Why? What made you? Were you sick of the UK? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
in a way, I was sick of the UK because living in the UK, it got to a point where I felt instead of living, you were kind of existing. And to clarify that point, in the UK, there tends to be a lot of pressure. You know, you have bills everywhere, but you know, you've got your bills, you've got the the grind of trying to survive. You know, the things you have to do in order
Right.
to earn money. You know, it's hard to escape that feeling that you're just another cog in the wheel, you know, of the big machine. And you know, the weather, you know, yeah. I like complaining about the weather as much as the next person, but after some time, just like, why? Why am I so it wasn't exactly I was just sick of the UK, but I looked at what the UK was offering and I looked at what I could potentially get elsewhere. I was like, this is a no-brainer. Like, why am I even struggling here? And to answer the other thing you mentioned, that yes, there are people in Ghana and other countries who would kill to be able to move to the US or the UK. And I get that. And that's part of that is because of the expectations they have, because people who live there, when they come on holidays, you know, they may not tell them the bad things about the UK. All they see is the person has gone to the UK, they've come back, and now they have more money than they used to. And they, you know, they can do things that maybe the person can't do. And they feel, well, if I could go to the UK too, then I could get that money and I could live that lifestyle. What they don't realize at times is that person's coming on holiday for 2 weeks. You know, they probably saved up all year. They're coming to Ghana. They're having a good time. They're relaxing. Yes, the pound is strong. You know, so things seem cheap to them. But then they go back and they are grinding. You know, working up, waking up at this time, being squashed in a train when people are screaming, "Can you move down, please?" You know, all of that. You know,
Right.
you know, they won't tell you all about, they won't tell you what they do for a living necessarily, the stress that's involved with that, dealing with colleagues who are bullies or intimidating, or, you know, there's a whole aspect that I won't even get on that front. But the lack of freedom in how you exist, the additional things that weigh on your mind when you're in the UK, they
Right.
probably didn't mention all of that. So I've had people, you know, I've been in Ubers and spoken to the Uber drivers, and they want to travel, and I say to them, look, I'm not going to tell you don't travel because for what you want to do, it may well be your best option. But what I want to remind you is if you go, have a plan. don't just be like, I want to go there and then land, and then that's it. You're living in Aberystwyth, as they say here.
Right.
No, if you're going there, go for a reason. Maybe you want to raise capital. So go
Mm.
there, give yourself a time, save that capital, and come back and do something in Ghana. I guarantee you, you will be more comfortable in a good business in Ghana than you will be living that 9 to 5 or working that, minimum wage job. If you don't have qualifications,
Right.
your options are limited. So you might very well end up, I know a lot of Ghanaians, they start off with cleaning, maybe some construction,
Mm.
not being judgmental, but typically you end up at the bottom of the food chain in terms of the employment
Right.
segment.
Mm.
If you
Right.
have a great, anyway. So yes, I did get sick of the UK. I got sick of the things I had to do to get by day to day. I got sick of not being able to do some of the things I wanted to do. I got sick, I like being able to go to the beach in like half an hour,
Yeah.
I like the weather. I
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
food, how fresh, I like the low cost of living. I like
Yeah.
that my money goes further here,
Mm.
the better standard of living. So all those things come together. So it might not be that I'm just sick of the UK, but what the UK has to offer me and what Ghana has to offer me, there's no real comparison.
Yeah. So basically, it's easier to build that African dream.
It
Yeah,
is. It
definitely.
is definitely, definitely.
Yeah. No, I think when you were talking about some of the things that happens on the daily, you just basically, you just wrote a diary of the average person living in the UK, which is like get up, go to work, you get a lunch break that you have to be really quick and come back, you know, and then, you are watching the time most of the time. And, when it's home time, you get back onto the bus or the train and it's packed. And then you get home, shower, have something to eat, watch a little TV, go to bed. And that can gets repeat over and over and over and over again.
Over and over again,
Right.
yeah.
So when for years, right? So you always look forward to the weekend, and even the weekend, you only just enjoy 1.5 day of the weekend, which is Friday and Saturday. And when Sunday comes, you have to go to work the next day, so you get that feeling.
Sunday blues.
Yeah. Oh man.
I didn't want that anymore. And I just, so it's part of the reason. And also the fact that, running your own business, I'd managed to get rid of some of, I guess the Sunday blues didn't really affect me much because if I
Right.
wanted to start late on a Monday, I could. But
Right.
there's just all the other things that go with it. I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.